Welcome, everyone. Well, happy new moon in Leo. And today is August the 16th, and we have a really exciting night. But I want to just say this is Sandra Alexei, and welcome to the channel. For anybody that's new and for anybody that's here, hopefully something tonight will resonate. And like I say, we have a very special guest. So first and foremost, I'm a muse, I'm an author, I'm an educator, I'm a business and spiritual coach. And I do my astrology and numerology is really a lot intuitive and educator. What else can I say? Cosmetologist. Actually, if you go underneath in the show me section, you'll see my personal muse, and there everything is explained about me. There's pictures of all the different contracts and places I've lived and things I've done. There's actually there's a special area for spiritual tools, okay? Because I have an aura meter that I can work with auras too. Then you can also go and at the bottom of my website, my other books are there that I've written. I was in the cosmetology industry. And then if you go to the top right, you'll find it's Game Changer. And I would really recommend Game Changer is a new model of relationships, came out in 2019. And right now we got Venus retrograde until October. And let me tell you, every relationship is going through challenges, okay? And the right one will make you, the wrong one will break you, okay? And since we've had the lockdowns, a lot of people have found out more about themselves, and relationships are breaking apart. And I don't want them to, but I mean, you got to be realistic. So try and get the book. So I think that's it. I've covered. Oh, I got to tell you, if you like, and if you give a comment, I'd like it if you share. I do a drawing once a month for a mini reading, and I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Now, I've just got to shut this phone down. We have a very special guest, and I'm going to tell you how I met her. She's called Tammy the Scorpion. She is a psychic medium, and she's a spirit woman, so she connects with the other side. Now, I've been in this kind of work for 50 some years, okay? And my daughter met you, Tammy, okay? She went to, Tammy has these parties, and there was women, and my daughter said, oh my God, you've got to talk to Tammy, because she said something to my daughter, and she described my father, her grandfather, perfect, that's on the other side. Okay. And she was shocked, right to the point where he had a rag in his hand. It was oil for the car. Okay. And then I had a session with Tammy, and she's very good. Okay. And I have to say, I don't think I'm mean. People can say I'm kind of a badass, but that's all right. Because what I want is, I work with people all over the world, Tammy. And for me, I want to make sure that everybody there's no whitewashing, there's no spiritual bypassing, there's no BS. It's like, it's real, it's here, it's there. And I hope you all enjoy. Tammy's going to tell us about herself. She's going to tell us how she found out about her gift, and then what she's doing now. And when we put the video up on YouTube, what we'll have is how you can contact her. Okay, Tammy. So it's all yours, girl.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. And I really appreciate your amazing words. I really appreciate your daughter, Tammy. That whole night was such an experience for me. And when I do the parties and I do the groups, and it's a whole feeling, and everyone's energy and everyone kind of bounces off each other, it's really an interactive experience. And it's so heartwarming for me to be invited into people's homes and to share these experiences with them and see the raw emotions and the raw, words that they say to me and how it all goes down.
Right.
I started doing this when I was younger. I always had invisible friends. And I remember my mother telling me that it was very odd because my friends had very descriptive images, and they actually sounded like people that had passed on. So I always thought it was strange. I was always really connected to the spirit world, really connected to spooky stuff. And then when my little sister passed on, my mother-in-law at the time took me to a psychic medium, And what she had told me was life-changing. And I remember that day, I really wanted to just do that for people. I said, I want to make people feel the way I felt. I want to be that open door. I want to be that clarification, that closure that they have. So I started doing cards for people here and there as a, like just fun, like with girlfriends and stuff. And I became scarily accurate. And when I was 24 years old, I met somebody who considers herself an earth angel. And she told me that I had a gift and she was going to help me open my gift. Her name
Right.
was Jodine. And what she kind of put me through was, reading cards, believing in your intuition, doing little tests. And she really opened my third eye to the other realm and my abilities as a human being.
It
I
looks like
then went
it's,
on.
just wait, Tammy, it looks like it's frozen for some reason. This is weird. It's frozen. Can you hear
It's
me?
frozen.
So
Yeah.
now it's better. Okay, now because you're moving on. Before it was just frozen. I could hear you talking, but there was no facial expression. Just so we
Okay.
explain it to everybody. Okay, so tell me about
Thank you.
this girl. She was the Earth Angel.
Yes, and she really opened my third eye to the other realm and my abilities as a human being and what I was capable of. So fast forward a couple years, I ended up going to business school and I came up with the idea of the scorpion. With that and all the tools that my educators gave me, I started to build a website. I had started doing readings professionally. I started doing, marketing parties, building up my revenue, building up my clientele, and it's just kind of went from there.
Well, good for you. So it's good
Thank
that you
you.
have the basics of that's where I struggle. I struggle with all the technical stuff more than anything. And so
Mhm.
what can you say what could you say to people right now with what we're going through? I'm doing a video tonight that we have 6 or 7 planets retrograde, which means we're kind of going within, and everything's going to be collapsing. Okay, I've been writing about this since 2008. And so, how can they take care of themselves? And first of all, I would really recommend anybody contact Tammy and get a reading, number one. But then, how is that what they need to do to get in tune with who they are? Like my thing is always it's about self-discovery. So let me help you discover who you are and let me help you find out what your passion is. But right now I find that there's a lot of depression. There's a lot of people that are really depressed and a lot of high anxiety, I should say, more
Yes.
than anything, and uncertainty. Okay.
Yes.
And so all I know is for me, I have my own way is that I trust in the divine, but I've had near
Hmm.
death too, so I can't change anything. So what could be some of the things that you could tell people how they can take care of themselves? Because on this new moon tonight, it's a new moon in Leo. And it's about self-care. Leo is ruled by the sun and it's about shining. And everybody has Leo somewhere in their charts. So when I think of somebody that's shining, I think that they're kind of balanced in body, mind, and spirit. And how can they do that right now? How can they keep themselves that way?
Well, when you had asked if I feel that everyone should get a reading, no, I don't.
Oh, don't
I
you?
don't believe I don't believe that I am the end all be all or anyone is the end all be all as far as what you need as a human being. But I can tell you through my 4,000 readings that I've done, we do everything from trauma based to, connecting with loved ones that have deceased to really inner child the things to everything from past, present, and future. And I do find that my clients that I've dealt with in the past, when we do our sessions, it's not just one thing. It's not just that we're talking to a loved one that's deceased. It's not just that we're speaking about their childhood. We go everywhere from point A to point B to point C. So it's future, past, and present. And I find that sometimes that clarity is what people need to really believe in themselves, or that little push to say, you can succeed, you can get through this. And having that support system, whether somebody believes that it's not real or it is, having that little gift of hope or that little feeling inside of yourself that you believe in yourself, it can change the world for anyone. So
Yeah,
when they get that, you're going to succeed. You're going to move forward. You're going to get that new job. You're going to have that wonderful relationship. You're on the right track. Sometimes people just need that reminder that they're doing okay.
right. And I think that's why I meant that I think that everyone, and I will say that I think that everyone would do better, because I don't know anybody at this moment in time that's really clear on who they are, what they're doing, and not without anxiety. There's just too much unknowns right now. At the unknowns
100%.
with health and with everything, and so that causes the anxiety. And it just came to life as just a story that popped, because I was in the beauty industry for over 50 years, a master judge, an educator, a competitor. Okay, and I can remember speaking at different graduations like Marvell Cairo and that type of thing. Hey, and I'll never forget, I got up and I went, I don't think you realize as a hairdresser how you touch people's lives. We know
100%.
they touch their hair. Okay, they touch their hair. And I go, and you have to remember, some are roses and some are dandelions and some are cactuses when they come in, and it's our job to prune them. But I said, but the bottom line, that's how you keep a client base, is you nurture them through touch. Okay, and so
100%.
that's the physical and the emotional. And I think somebody like you, Tommy, it's because I've had the readings, so I know how you do it. And it's like it's just sometimes to connect where they just feel really lost.
Yes. And I do with my clients with the Scorpion family. So grateful. Like, I
Yeah,
love you.
yeah, and I think that's really important, because for somebody to say I don't really need it, like I need it, and I like to have different. Okay, like
Hmm.
I just did some readings with somebody, and I love to be able to share. I love to be able to share people that I find have integrity. Okay,
Yes.
because there's people that go into, right now it's big. Everybody, I'm going to become a psychic. I'm doing this because they want to work from home. So they find a course, they take a course. Some have called me and they said, would you be my, I'm taking this course and I'm going to start being a reader. I go, yeah, I'll do it. You can have a half hour of my time. But I say to them, you can't charge right away. And they go, well, of
No.
course. So, but they do. And you know what it is, Tammy? It's like 175. And so
And no.
that's not right. And years ago, I can remember when the false nails used to be the gel nails and that. Okay, of course, that was my industry. And people were buying the kits and they were doing nails, and then they'd phone me and I'd say, go to a school and get trained. Okay, but no, they'd buy
Yes.
the kit. And so they said, well, the people want their money back. Their nails fell off. Oh, well, how much did you charge him? I'll never forget, $65 years ago. I went, no, you shouldn't have been doing that. You're learning. You're
Yeah.
learning. And so for me, and I guess I don't have to, I don't feel I need to explain myself anymore. I'm going to be 76 pretty soon, been there, done that. And I love seeing everybody that has their gifts. Like everybody has a gift. And so for me, it's like you got your gift. When you got your gift, you start to shine, and you can really work with everybody.
Well, and even in my own, like with the Scorpion, I started out, I think, charging $20, and then I
Yeah,
went to 50,
I
and
know.
now I'm 120, or if you want to do a half an hour. My thing with my gifts and what I offer for services is that it's not about the money for me. It's about the experience. It's about helping people. It's about having those referrals come back, or having those people that say I changed their lives. That's why I do this. I'm not in this for a cash cow saying, I want all the money and I want everything. I'm in this because I make an impact in people's lives, and I'm there for them in times that nobody truly is.
Right.
And that means the world to me.
Right. And when we talk about money, I want everybody to think about this, because I trained with Esther and Jerry Hicks, is if you take your time, Tammy, that's energy and money. And I believe in the eight for aligning with spirit.
Mhm.
Okay. I believe in infinity this way, that if I'm going to give some energy, I'm going to get something coming back. So it goes like this, it kind of goes around. And so when you give a service, then the other people are going to give something for you for the service.
100%.
And you know, basically I started like probably 55, 60 years ago doing tarot, and then doing numbers, and then really getting into astrology. And when it really cracked big was when I was living in the Northwest Territories, and I had put my shop up for sale. 7 of us did. And I looked at my astrology chart, and I hadn't taken much training by that time. Since then, I've done a lot of training. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, it's going to sell. And everybody know I was the only one at a 7 that sold, because you know what? Jupiter was moving through my second house. So I knew it was going to happen.
100%.
It was just there. So anyway,
and I do,
go ahead. No,
I do believe, like what you said, that everyone has a gift, but I think that people get misplaced, whether it's, you know, psychic abilities or even hairdressing or anything. They get misplaced because they come from a place of ego. And if there's any advice that I can give to any entrepreneur who is starting out their spiritual journey or any kind of journey in their life, is come from a place of heart and passion and fire.
Yes.
If you come from a place of ego, there's going to be consequences. And I think that when you come from a place of pure heart and love, and you want to help the world or change the world, even if it's, you know, going to being a mailman or whatever your dream is, do it for the right reason and you will be rewarded.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care who you are. It's how you work in the world. And it's really interesting because I just moved to Medicine Hat. It's the richest city in Alberta, hey, the sunniest city. And they are the most humble souls ever here.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. And it's like, I always say, because I move a lot, it's like, well, what's next? And I say, Spirit will take me to where I'm supposed to be next.
Well, and even you speaking on humble and everything, like with my clientele, and I'm sure you have the same. I have done readings for police officers, judges, lawyers, people who have nothing, people that have everything, and the experience is always the same, and it's always a heartwarming connection. I feel like in the spirit realm, when we talk about spirituality, we talk about gifts, and we talk about, you know, the veil, there is no, they don't care about that. Spirit doesn't care about that. And being spiritual and people coming to me and sharing that experience, it doesn't matter if you have $2 or 200,000. At the end of the day, we have that connection, and I'm thankful for you. And yeah, I've been humbled by my own interactions dealing with, you know, everyone and anyone. And it's an amazing experience.
When it comes to money, I always say it's just 6 or 7 more zeros if we're talking hundreds, thousands, or millions. Okay. And it's energy. It's energy. Yes. Everything is energy. And we connect as energy beings. And right now, through the ascension process, we've been evolving. Our consciousness is evolving. So we're all going through a lot. There's a lot of jittery molecules. There's collectively, we've gone through the dark night of the soul. And that you should know, because that was the north node in Taurus and the south node in Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going through the dark night of the soul. And you need to go through the dark, as Carl Jung says, to get to the light.
Yes, 100%.
It's beautiful timing. Okay, Tammy, is there any last little bit that you want to say?
I would just encourage anyone to reach out to me if you have any questions, or you're kind of wondering what a reading is like or what the process is like. I love answering questions. I love feedback, and all I can say is I love my Scorpion family, and I wouldn't be myself, and I wouldn't have the Scorpion if it wasn't for all of them. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And so I've got to find now. Please, everybody, I'm going to, this will be sent tonight to my webmaster. It will go up. And so I want you to like, share. We're going to put it on Tammy's Facebook, share with everyone. That's how we work. We work together to collectively help each other. Okay.
100%.
Yeah. And now I just got to make sure that I'm going to stop this correctly.